Here. All right, we're doing this on the fly. Welcome to Carl the Crusher channel. We have reports coming in from Mount Wilson Ranch in Pioche, Nevada, that something may have been spotted or possibly even shot down, a balloon or some unidentified flying object over Mount Wilson itself, which is fascinating because I've been filming documentary videos up there with the owner, Jeff, and interviewing some of the locals. And there was several witnesses that actually saw this thing reportedly this morning get shot down over the ranch or disappear or something happen. And so I actually have the owner of Mount Wilson on the phone right now to do a live interview with him for all of you. I can't get my Twitter feed to actually go. So hopefully if you guys are watching on Facebook or YouTube, you can share this out and get it out so that other people can join us and get your questions in. If you want to get your questions seen, it looks like we already have like over 200 viewers popping in here, or 140 something. So make sure and use the super chat if you want to get that viewed. So let's go ahead and bring the owner of Mount Wilson Ranch in. And then we have another witness also we're going to call on the phone named Kelly right after and put her on speakerphone to find out her testimony. And we had someone else named Clark who was there, and we got they were a witness as well. But they did not want to be on camera or interviewed for all of this. So we're going to see what we find out and go live right now. We've got Jeff McBurney from Mount Wilson Ranch. So Jeff, how are you doing today, man?
Great. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. This is not what I expected to do. I thought I was going to be editing a video and uploading it about my petroglyph hikes and stuff, and then coming up there tomorrow to hang out with you. But you guys had something happen this morning right over the ranch. So tell everybody what happened.
Yeah, basically, I go out for my morning checks, feed the animals. I was in one of my cisterns getting the water flowing, and a low-flying jet passed by. You know, again, it's unusual to hear jets around here, especially at a low altitude. So, you know, I paid that much attention that I knew it went by. Shortly thereafter, I heard another plane of sorts go by. I walk out of the pump house, go down to my chicken coop, and my neighbor is coming down the hill, basically out of breath, wondering and asking me if I saw what just happened. And I says, no, I just heard a jet go by. She goes, yeah, the jet went by. I was out walking my dogs, and I looked where the jet was going, and I saw an object in the sky basically pop. She didn't see anything get fired from the jet or anything, but she saw whatever this was in the sky floating pop.
So did you see the thing yourself, or was it what did
No,
you actually see, or where were you standing? Let's see. Were you there where you are right now in front of your house, or?
no. I was down behind the minor diner there in the pump house. And I walked out of the pump house as, you know, whatever it was when I heard that noise of the jet. But I didn't look at it, you know, didn't pay any particular, you know, anything to it. Other than the fact when I walked down the hill from the back of the cistern to the chicken coop, I met my neighbor who was coming down the hill asking me, did you just see that?
Right. So you heard it. You were in the where were you standing? You were behind the minor diner back there.
Yeah, right behind there, and right behind in the cistern, there's a holding tank back there, and I was just making sure the water's flowing, being that it's, you know, it was 8 degrees and snowy.
Right.
So we
So
have to
you heard the jet fly over, and then you went outside. And then you were looking to the south, which is towards Area 51, right?
Yep, towards Pioche, and then towards the southwest, which would be towards Area 51 out that way. But again, as soon as I walked out of the pump house and I'm walking down the hill, um, basically a 4-engine prop plane came flying by, which again, there's military action sometimes in the sky around here, you know, being that we are right at the northern edge here. So I paid no attention. But once again, once I walked down and talked to Kelly, she said, did you just see that? Did you just see that? And then, like you said, Clark, who did not want to be filmed, basically said that when he heard the jet, he walked outside, and at the same time, he saw another jet, which he described as a short-winged, fat fuselage jet going by as well, higher than the fighter jet. but he didn't see anything like a balloon or anything of that sort.
But he saw what looked like it had stubby, like a short wingspan and a large body. And it flying lower or like the same
He said
altitude?
that was higher, higher.
Higher.
Yeah.
Was it circling or just doing a pass over?
He said just doing a pass, same thing. He saw the fighter jet, and then he saw that almost
Interesting.
simultaneously. Yeah. And I didn't see
So
that. I didn't see either of them. I just heard it.
you
I,
heard the jet fly over, and then Kelly came and was like, told you everything she saw, and then Clark saw it too. But
yep.
you saw the short winged craft?
No, no. I saw another plane that had 4 propellers, just a lower, like it reminded me of an AC-130 style plane going by.
And it was flying lower than the one with the short wingspan?
I didn't see that one, but I did. As far as this was a low flying AC-130. Yeah.
That makes no sense, but that's so weird. Um, do you think so you're walking back there now.
Yeah, I'm
So
gonna
what's
share.
interesting while you're walking back there, for people that don't know, I've been working with Jeff up at Mount Wilson Ranch, which is really kind of surreal right now doing this interview today with all this happening, because this was a property that was formerly owned by Bob Bigelow before Skinwalker Ranch. And so Jeff actually bought this property from Bob Bigelow himself, because the team that they had up there prior to Jeff, they were looking for rumors of something buried under the ranch that was possibly transmitting a signal when there was certain constellations overhead. And there's all kinds of paranormal stuff that occurs, like Native American ghosts that appear, extraterrestrials that used to appear to the former caretaker. So we've been up there doing all that kind of stuff. But now this is like actually happening with the locals this morning, like right now today, as we're talking. So do you think we should call Kelly on the phone? So you're standing like right there when you ran out and heard it.
Yep, right there, checking that. That's a cistern holding tank, and I was inside there. And then, of course, I walked down the building, down to the chicken coop, and that's where I met up with Kelly.
Okay, let's call Kelly on the phone. Now, she might not be able to hear you, but she's going to be able to hear me, and I'll just do the interview. So you just hang on. And if she's like
Perfect.
if she's describing stuff, maybe you can point the camera and show where she's talking about if you can hear
Perfect.
her.
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to call her on the phone. You might need to turn your volume down just a little bit so I don't get an echo through this part.
Hello.
Hi, Kelly. How are you?
Good.
I just called you a minute ago, but I wanted to actually record all of it so that we could document it. Because I feel like this is like breaking news with everything going on with stuff flying over our airspace and them talking about UFOs and shooting down spy balloons and things. And so Jeff called me this morning and said that you bumped into him on up by Mount Wilson Ranch, and had some kind of a crazy sighting this morning in the sky. So I wanted to try and see if you would recount that story for me.
Okay.
So where were you? Where were you standing on the? Were you at Mount Wilson Ranch, or were you just nearby? Or
I live on Mount Wilson Ranch, and I was up above my property walking my dogs, and I heard, every morning we watch for jets, and I heard a military jet. So I'm looking at the sky, and the dogs don't like the military jets, and they're getting a little antsy. And I see a passenger jet go east and a passenger jet go west, and then I see this F-18, and he's pretty low. And as I'm looking for the other fighter jet, which there's usually 2, I look off to the south sort of way, and there's a big white ball in the sky, and I'm looking at the fighter jet, and I'm looking at the big ball and wondering what the hell. And then it's like a blue kind of streak goes through the jet stream, and that white ball just blew up, vaporized. And then I'm thinking, did I really see that? Is this a practice run? What the heck is going on? And then I think, where's this guy's wingman? And then I think, where did all the junk from that thing that just blew up fall? And
Right.
going 3,000 miles an hour.
So
who
you
knows?
so you saw the jet flying, and then you saw something leave the jet and go through one of the passenger airliners jets.
See anything. I did not see anything leave that jet.
Okay.
And but I did see a bright blue streak through the contrail from the one passenger jet. It was blue, almost like a prism kind of a look. And then that white ball blew up, and I didn't hear anything except the jet.
It makes you wonder if it was some kind of a smaller projectile or ammunition, or if it was like a directed energy shot at the balloon or something.
I don't know if it could have been a bow and arrow. I don't know. Laser. I don't know. It was just it was just weird. It was just not something you see
So
in the morning on the dog walk.
People are really going to want to know the details. Can you just describe exactly like what you saw when you saw it like burst or disappear, and if you could really describe the shape of it before it popped or whatever happened?
It was round. It was round and white. And when it blew up, you could see, I saw one, like a piece of streamer fly, but the rest of it, it just kind of made a puff.
Right. That does sound like a balloon, like a weather balloon burst.
I don't know what it was.
Yeah.
It didn't. All I could see was the big white ball.
Fascinating. Then so other than the one jet fighter, once you saw it burst, you say you didn't see anything fall other than the little stream that seemed to come off?
It came off and it was blowing in the wind. Nothing real, because I looked then, I'm watching and thinking, holy moly, but I did not see anything fall to the ground. And then about 5 minutes later, big military jet, or it was an airplane, four engine airplane flew over where the jet was, and they turned and went south. So I guess they went to Nellis. I don't know.
Yeah, so turning south would go right towards Nellis and Area 51, that whole area.
Yeah.
And was
that? It was just one guy. They never go in ones. It's always a two.
Right.
That's weird.
And the types of the variety of the airplanes zigzagging through and involved in it seems really bizarre to me.
Well, I thought it was kind of weird because here comes the F-18 and there goes a passenger jet and a passenger jet, and I'm wondering, can they see him in any of this? Because that ball thing was right over there. So I don't, possibly two whole plane loads of people saw something too, I don't know. But
yeah.
It was kind of weird.
Jeff, you were saying that Clark, that he saw it too. He saw a different one that had shorter wingspan and a big body, and then so we're getting like different shapes of aircrafts that are coming through right after this thing.
Yep.
But nobody sees any debris or anything fall out of the sky. So maybe once this video gets out, if we can share it around, we can do maybe another follow-up interview. And I'm actually going to try and load up and come up there and see you tomorrow, Jeff. So
Perfect.
Maybe I can come up and talk to everybody and get some more witness accounts, and maybe somebody got a video or took some pictures of the incident if they were watching. So hopefully,
or somebody in one of the local towns.
Yes, yeah, or someone in the town maybe saw it. So hopefully, getting this out, we can get more reports back and get to the bottom of whether this is just some kind of a training exercise. But that seems awful strange that they would be doing some kind of live fire training exercise over a civilian community and population over Mount Wilson Ranch with commuter airlines flying over at the same time. So that seems really strange and a dangerous thing to do if that's what happened. So Kelly, I appreciate it that you're doing this call with me and that we could document it all. And hopefully I can come up there. If you get a chance to come up tomorrow evening and say hi up at the saloon, maybe we can chat.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, Kelly.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Bye-bye. So what do you think, Jeff?
No, it sounds very similar to what Clark said. He saw a fighter jet and then another jet, which that could be, like she said, the commercial jet. Don't know for sure. And then Kelly, yeah, she's pretty keen, and she was shaking up. She was like, "Did you
Right.
see that?"
So let me ask you this question. If I was to drive up there, let's say I put snowshoes on and I was really gonna go balls to the wall and try and find some debris, where exactly, like how far from the ranch would you guesstimate based on what she described that, or could it just
Oh,
be anywhere?
based on I don't know where she saw the balloon, whatever the object was specifically. I didn't like ask her to, go like, pinpoint where exactly was it. It sounds like, from what I heard, the jet definitely came from the north and went to the south, and she would have been out there, because she's right out, right there. So, that way. And
Right.
then all that.
So we gotta get Chris Lato back, and we gotta get the Sky 360 system set up, because that would have captured all. We would have got it all on camera. We would have got all the infrasound data, all of the tracking data. It would have pinged it back to the flight logs and checked the FAA records. We got 3 systems we're getting ready to set up at Mount Wilson Ranch, among a lot of other things. So I wish we would have had it there now, but it's all in beta testing, and they're still putting the systems together, and the place is under snow. We just got internet set up there so that we can even live stream like this. So this is all, yeah, that's the cup I gave you for Christmas. So yeah, man, that's awesome. All right, Jeff. Well, I'm going to let you go and get back to taking care of the ranch up there and stuff. So if you see anything else, yes, sir, keep your eyes on the sky, and I'll see you probably tomorrow night. If anything else happens, let me know. Okay.
Sounds great. Take care.
Thanks, brother.
Bye.
All right, you guys. Well, you heard it from the witnesses. There is a third witness, Clark, as well. That he's the guy that actually gave me the whole coffee can of pottery that him and his father collected all over there. Because there's ancient indigenous pottery, all kinds of fascinating stuff going on up there at Mount Wilson Ranch. So I'm going to try and head up there tomorrow. Hopefully, get some more reports. See if we can track down any videos, any photographs that anybody took. Maybe there's some surrounding businesses that may have had some security cameras that we can follow up on and call. So this is all just happening on the fly. And I've got the connections to make the phone calls and try to figure it out. So keep me posted. If you got any questions or any ideas for me, leave them in the comments, and make sure and support everything that we're doing. You guys know what to do, and we'll see you guys in the next one. All right. See ya.